Good afternoon. I promise this is not political. This is a story, though, about how Michelle Obama, not directly, but indirectly taught me about influencing systems. So the story goes all the way back to graduate school. I was a graduate student at Florida Institute of Technology. This is a picture of me here. This was much before the hats and this sort of science communication endeavor. Looking back, though, this kind of influenced it. I just didn't realize. So during graduate school, there was a lab. This lab environment was about all things behavior analysis, understanding how to influence behavior under appropriate circumstances. And one of those that was fascinating was a program called Food Dudes. Food Dudes was based out of Ireland, UK, and was doing some fantastic work. Essentially, they found that there was three things that you had to focus on to help persuade and influence students, young children, to try, but also enjoy and come to like eating their fruits and vegetables, or fruits and veg. Now, those three things were role modeling, so somebody had to role model eating them. For that, they drew up these cartoon characters, and they had the storyline, that was the role models. They also had repeated tastings. It turns out after 2-3 tastings, I think the threshold is somewhere around 3, that you can start to enjoy the taste as a result of trying it multiple times. And then rewards, which is technically reinforcement. So you find an effective reinforcer, you reward that, and the students will start to enjoy. Now, those three things had to go together. This is fascinating work. It leads to unbelievable stuff. I'm gonna link it down below. But what we were interested in doing, and I see this is my graduate professor at the time, and he said, I really want to see if we can get a replication of this going on in the United States, start to see if it'll work over here. And Michelle Obama was leading a healthy initiative at that time. So we thought, what a better time to try to communicate behavioral science. So there's this fantastic letter written up addressing not only how it fit into the goals, strategies, tactics of what it is that the presidency and the first lady was attempting to achieve during their time, but also the research embedded. So what I did every day prior to going to work, now this was like on graduate school sleep of 2 or 3 or 4 hours a night oftentimes, I would wake up, stumble, grab a letter, fold it, put it in there, throw a stamp on, and put it in the mail. Every day we sent a new letter waiting for a response. Day goes by, week goes by, month goes by, 2 months goes by. We're now 60 letters in, and this thing was like 15, 18 different pages of a proposal / some of the attached literature, and nothing. Then one day I show up, I open up the mailbox, and there's a letter that basically said, please stop mailing us. Please just stop. And it was the first lesson that I really learned that data or science communication is much more than just communicating the points, the facts, the information that we now understand. You have to understand how to influence and get into and be a part of the system that actually influences the people that can make the decisions. And it wasn't until after graduate school that I moved back into Nevada, where I'm based now, and I learned from a CEO a really valuable lesson about understanding what's going on and who's influencing what sort of things in your community. Now, this could be different things, from who's running the top organizations, who's the governor, who's the different constituents that are in the House at the time, who are the people that are influencing legislation, top to bottom, advocates to people that are signing the bills. This could be all sorts of different things. The local education system, universities, Rotary clubs, entrepreneurial meetups, tech meetups. We just divided amongst our interests in that organization, spent a few hours each month keeping up to date with what was going on. It was during that time that I realized that if you're trying to really advocate, that there's a system that you have to be able to map out, and you have to be able to enter that system once you've analyzed and figured out who influences what, or what systems are operating, right? Now, perhaps this strategy would have worked. I don't know. It was 60 or so days when we received like a stop mailing us, when it's very clear on the research that would really, really help and provide a way for children to actually opt into, through some like behavioral nudging, just much better, healthier habits. This is something that I think about each and every time there's a new system I'm trying to understand, to potentially try to communicate science and influence to some sort of degree. Understand the situation, analyze those influences, and then find a point of entry. So at that nonprofit, what we were able to do is understand how to get new contracts, build new services, even get rate increases for people that were serving from a behavior analytics service delivery model. It was really fascinating. And it's really hard to get these sort of rate increases, but it was because we understood the system, and thanks to that CEO and the thinking of that organization. Michelle Obama, she'll never see this, but thank you for teaching that lesson. I continue it with my day-to-day. I hope this is valuable to you all. And what else? If you want to learn more about Food Dudes, make sure to check that out down below. Thanks for your time. That's your Daily BA.